Typical human body cell. It is massive, spherical, and built for static stability. Now, compare it to a germ cell, a structure a fraction of the size, propelling itself with violent mechanical precision. The human body functions on a baseline of strict replication. Trillions of somatic cells, bone, muscle, skin, must continuously duplicate themselves, generating perfectly identical clones to maintain tissue integrity. Stability is the only acceptable outcome. The reproductive system operates under an opposing imperative. To create a viable embryo, a germ cell must physically cut its genetic payload exactly in half, while ensuring the resulting DNA sequence is completely unique from the parent. Building that sequence requires a complete cellular overhaul. We need to track how a generic diploid stem cell is physically stripped of half its chromosomes and re-engineered into a highly specialized modal vector. Clinical, steady. To see how variation is engineered, we first need to establish the baseline of perfect replication, mitosis. This is an equational division, used strictly for somatic growth and repair. This diagram outlines the preparation phase, known as interphase. Before any division happens, the DNA within the nucleus replicates, transitioning from single thin threads into doubled, identical structures. The defining mechanical action occurs during anaphase. Spindle fibers attach to the center of these doubled chromosomes and pull them apart. The identical sister chromatids are literally dragged to opposite poles of the cell. Because the central connecting point, the centromere, splits symmetrically, the resulting division is perfectly equal. One parent cell yields two genetically identical diploid daughter cells. There is zero structural variation. Meiosis entirely discards this model. The first meiotic division is reductional. Instead of pulling apart identical sister clones, the cell separates entire homologous pairs, one chromosome from the mother and one from the father. This diagram illustrates the complex sequence called prophase 1. During the leptotene and zygotene stages, paternal and maternal chromosomes locate their matching pairs. They align lengthwise and physically lock together, a process known as synapsis, forming what is called a bivalent. Entering the pachytene stage, these chromosomes condense into tetrads. Inner strands coil tightly over one another. This creates an intersection called a chiasma. During the diplotene stage, a physical exchange of genetic material occurs. The chromatids break and recombine, permanently swapping segments of DNA. When meiosis 1 completes and the cell divides during anaphase, the centromeres do not split. Instead, entire X-shaped chromosomes, now carrying newly mixed genetic codes, migrate to opposite poles. The mechanical crossing over at the chiasmata guarantees that the resulting genetic sequence is unique. Because of this single phase, no two gametes will ever carry the exact same genetic information. These microscopic meiotic mechanics operate on a massive scale within the physical architecture of the human body, specifically inside the walls of the seminiferous tubules. This flowchart maps out spermatogenesis. The cycle begins with primordial germ cells, which remain completely dormant until they are activated at puberty. These early cells divide mitotically to produce two distinct lines. Dark type A spermatogonia remains securely in the tissue wall as a permanent stem cell reserve, while type B spermatogonia commit to the reproductive transformation. A type B cell matures into a primary spermatocyte, carrying the standard 46 chromosomes. It then undergoes that first reductional meiotic division we just examined, having its chromosome count to create two secondary spermatocytes, one carrying an X chromosome and one a Y. Without duplicating any DNA, a rapid secondary meiotic division immediately splits these two cells again. The final yield is 4 distinct haploid spermatids. The meiotic math is complete. The system successfully manufactured 4 haploid precursor cells. But physically, these spermatids are generic, heavy, circular cells. They are entirely unequipped for the biological journey ahead of them. To solve this, the cell enters spermiogenesis. The genetic division is over. This is a strictly morphological phase where the cell is severely physically remodeled. The standard cellular machinery is stripped away. The spermatid sheds its excess cytoplasm to reduce weight, elongating outward to form a highly streamlined structure. Looking at this diagram of a mature spermatozoan, the restructuring is total. The Golgi apparatus migrates to the front of the condensed nucleus and morphs into the acrosomal cap, a payload of specialized enzymes required to eventually penetrate the ovum. Just behind the head sits the middle piece, acting as the engine room. Here, mitochondria arrange themselves into a tight spiral sheath to guarantee a continuous supply of localized energy. That energy directly drives the tail. An axial filament extends down through the principal and end pieces, functioning as a physical propeller to generate forward thrust. By the end of this phase, the generic stem cell is gone. What remains is an armored capsule, structurally optimized for a single delivery mission. Compare the finished spermatozoan to the somatic cell we started with. It lacks the cytoplasm, the bulk, and the diploid stability. Instead, its condensed head carries a perfectly halved, recombined sequence of DNA that has never existed before. This outlines the clinical reality. Forcing a cell through genetic reduction and severe morphological restructuring is precarious, and structural errors are common. Failures during spermiogenesis yield unviable gametes. Cells may emerge with dual heads, giantism, dwarfism, or completely immotile tails, rendering them useless. The precision required here is absolute. By mapping how the body balances strict mitotic stability with calculated meiotic variation, we decode the mechanical foundation of human reproduction and the very first steps of embryology.